Hello, this is Piedra Luna. This is the zodiac reading for the sign of Taurus in regards to the spiritual lessons for the month of February 2021. Of course, we're already mid-month or more than mid-month, but somehow the message of Taurus didn't want to come through until now. I've been feeling some resistance, some procrastination. Maybe this is the influence that the people of Taurus are feeling during this month, a feeling that you want to concentrate on things of pleasure, of hobbies, and by that I mean hobbies, I don't know, of reading a book and drinking your tea instead of doing your job. I feel like it's a time of meditation, and it's kind of like necessary procrastination that people on the sign of Taurus are going through for this month. For this month, if you haven't seen my other zodiac signs and how I'm reading the zodiac signs, I'm using the tarot cards. If you don't know already, tarot cards are based on astrology and the position of the planets and the influence that the planets have on people depending on the time that they were born. And not only do you have the influence of your zodiac sign, but also there's an and the ruling planet of the zodiac sign, like for Taurus is actually the planet of Venus, which is the ruling planet, and it's a planet, of course, of beauty. So Taurus has this influence of the energy of wanting to find balance and beauty on regards to the relationship of things that they create, and on their relationships as well with their job. They want to create a nice balance where there's a good balance between pleasure and work as well. Of course, there's also what we know of like the things to overcome that all of the signs have, and in this case Taurus has a trait to overcome, which is that they can be a bit stubborn. They might have trouble transcending tradition and orthodox procedure. Now, that's not for everybody. That depends also as well. You have the influence of your whole birth chart, and you might have other planets that are influencing or in some way negating that kind of influence. So it might not be for all of you. So again, going back to the way I'm reading this, as what you're looking at here are actually the cards that correspond, the six cards that correspond to the sign of Taurus. Maybe you don't know, but like the Hierophant, which is kind of like the Pope energy, he's about tradition. That's why I was referring to this as being a trait of people that are born under the influence of Taurus. And that is, of course, from April 20th to May 20th. That is kind of like the influence. The influence of the Hierophant is about tradition, it's about rules, procedure, and this card, the contrast that this card has, because each of these two cards, like this card talks to this card, this to this one, and this to this one, and these two cards correspond to the first 10 days of the influence of Taurus, which goes from April 20th to the 29th. So if you're born during that time, you have actually the influence of these two cards in your birth chart. Now, of course it depends where you are on the scale of your spiritual process, how many reincarnations you might have, how much lessons have you learned on other past lives, and this one as well. You might be in a place where you're actually already you have gone through the lessons, the spiritual lessons of your sign, and some other people are still dealing with the lessons that each sign has to overcome in order to purify your spiritual path and to find growth. So these two cards, the card of the Five of Pentacles, and this, I'm sorry, I have not said the influence. The influence is, so I said the general influence of the planet is Venus, but the influence for the people born on the first decanate, or the first decan of the influence of Taurus, which is from April 20th to 29th, is the influence of Mercury. And Mercury is about thoughts, is about ideas. It rules the sign of Gemini. And it's about information. It's about unlocking information. It could be people that are interested in science. It could be people that spend a lot of time in their head making decisions. They could be overthinkers. But the influence of these cards, like with the Hierophant and the Five of Pentacles, is a very contrasting energy, right? Because you have the Hierophant is the Pope, and it's already a structure, and it's already an abundant structure, being like the structure of any church, right? And then in contrast, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is, you see two people that are having a harsh time. It's winter time, it's cold, and they're outside of a church, actually, looking for charity. They're looking for help, for solidarity. So that's probably like we have all had those moments in life where we're really hitting rock bottom, and there's the only life-saving energy or influence that you have at some point is your spirituality, be it that you become a religious person, or that you go to a certain church, or you're just spiritual, or you just like meditating. You could even not believe in anything and be an atheist, although it would be kind of weird for someone who doesn't believe in anything to be looking at a tarot reading, right? But it could be your case. It's about the influence of these two energies can reflect in different ways in your life. Like what I'm referring to here is static energies, or these are the lessons that you are to overcome in your life, or the energy that's going to influence your life. And as I said, it would depend on your birth chart, and it depends also on your spiritual road and how far you are into it, and how these two cards are actually giving you guiding your life and presenting you with lessons. So these two cards, what they represent and what the whole reading was about, actually, for the whole month of Taurus. Actually, on the other signs, I could see a very distinct difference from the people that were born on the three different influences, because the influence of the sign is divided into three of 10 days each, to make it into a month. And as I said, you have the influence of different planets apart from Venus. So in this case, if you're born from April 20th to the 29th, you have the influence of Mercury. So you might be faced in life with situations where you really have to sit down to see what is the highest path. You might be presented with situations, complicated situations, where you, just like, when a hero is presented with a situation, and you have power, but with that power comes a lot of responsibility. So you might be presented situations like that in life, where you're giving a choice and you're put into a position of power where you have to decide what is the highest good. Maybe you'll be faced with situations where you're given the opportunity to be charitable, to be solidarious to others. Now that doesn't necessarily always mean to give money or to give material things. Sometimes the charity would be to be warm-hearted towards someone who's going through a very harsh life situation. Now this could also represent, this is a more complex energy, so I'm going to maybe explain further than on other influences. But I think it's important that you understand, if you're born during that time, what is the influence that you're getting. It could also be that you were presented in your life with harsh situations where you felt like you were left out in the cold, like the influence of this card, the Five of Pentacles. Or maybe it was through very rigid tradition and procedure and orthodox upbringing that you felt that you were left out in the cold, that things were very, in your upbringing, they were very strict, and it left you a sense of feeling like there was no charity for you, there was no compassion, or there was no mercy. That could be part of your path. Maybe that was part of your childhood. If it resonates, then this is for you, and if not, then you'll be possibly, as life lessons, you'll be presented with situations in life where, or maybe both, maybe you had a difficult childhood that felt like this, where you felt even emotionally isolated. It could be, this could be also an influence of, maybe you had very strict parents and they were very orthodox, and you felt like you were like emotionally detached from them, or they were emotionally detached from you, or it was always procedure and not much of mercy. Maybe that was that. And maybe you had that, maybe you already overcome that, that's already past, that's no longer part of your present. But when you encounter people that are going through this, then you're better able to connect with them because you have been through that. And all this explanation is I believe is very important, because I keep going back to this reading and I always keep receiving the same message. And the message for you, Taurus, for the month of February 2021, the spiritual lesson is that actually of charity. So there's a strong influence of this energy for the whole chart of Taurus, from the entirety of it, from April 20th to May 20th, of really sitting down and meditating on if there's someone in your life that needs that actual help, and if it's in your power, or if you have the possibility to help them out. And that's actually the lesson that I have here for you. But specifically, I actually see there's the influence of Mercury for the people born on April 20th to the 29th, which is these two cards that I've been talking about in depth. These two cards for you that are born from April 20th to the 29th are going to be the same throughout your life. That doesn't mean that you're always going to have the same lesson, because what I'm reading is this as the influencing energy, and then the rest of the cards that I will show you are going to give us details on regards to how your month is going to be, or what the spiritual lessons are going to be for that month. And the idea of giving you like guidance on regards to what the spiritual lessons are is for the evolution of your path, for all of us to feel more peace, and more to be more congruent in our life, to tie all the loose ends, and just to feel better, right? Because that's why we all seek a tarot reading, because we want some guidance. We want to hear another perspective about our life, and it's usually always a process of us meditating. There's no way I can give you the answers of how anything's going to be exactly for your month. And even if I was doing a personal reading, where there's of course more chances of me actually seeing in through your specific situation, because here I'm trying to see the situation of everybody in the planet born in the sign of Taurus, for the three different influences. Of course, knowledge only comes from within, and all the information that we get outside is gives us, well, hopefully, depending on where you're getting the information, you either get a hot lead or a cold lead that you actually have to investigate and meditate and process through your heart to see if the guidance or the advice that was given to you, it's actually it really resonates in your personal life path. So again, I'm gonna just show you the other cards. I'm gonna move here the lens a bit so we can see the rest of the cards. Hope you don't mind that it's here kind of flipped, like on the side, so I can better explain the energy that we have for you for this month. I see that there seems to be, for you who are born from April 20th to the 29th, and you have the influence of Mercury, and Mercury is about our mind, it's about knowledge, it's about information, it's about decision, it's about transformation as well. So with that influence of Mercury, I think life is giving you a chance to really analyze if giving charity to someone or assisting someone is the right thing to do. And that's probably a lesson that you're going to keep seeing in your life. We're going to be presented with people that are having a tough time, and you are in a position to give them some aid, some assistance, some balm, like kind of like a balm energy that to heal their wounds a bit. Is that there's some information that you're going to come upon for the month of February of some lies, some deceit, some hidden information that is affecting someone from your past or from your life, or it's affecting someone that's actually, let's see if I can get this closer. Okay. Someone that is from your past, it could be family member, it could be, I feel for some people it might be the energy of your mother or a grandmother or an aunt or someone that's very close to you and very dear, that you feel they've been someone or a situation in which they got themselves to, or not that they got themselves to, but just a situation that they're at, that they were not treated fairly, and that there was some like bad intent on regards to what happened, and that this person that you love a lot didn't get, they got the wrong the wrong end of the deal, right? And I also feel that this person was worthy of help. um, they might be going through financial difficulties at this time. I don't they maybe it's you. Maybe this could be for some of you, that this is the situation that you're going through. You might be in the wrong end of a deal. There was secrecy, which I feel like it's something you really, well, who likes secrecy? Nobody likes secrecy, but I feel that you in particular, you dislike secrecy a lot, and especially people that plan or make plans to uh, fuck fuck other people up, treacherous behavior. That's what I'm feeling, that you've come upon this information that someone has been treacherous, either towards you or towards a family member, maybe towards your mother, your grandmother, an aunt, or someone that's like a maternal figure that is very important to you. And you've been called into the call for action here is very similar to the call for action for the next sign. I mean, for the next decanate, which is from April 30th to May 9, where it's actually the influence of the moon. And for both of you, I see that indeed you feel like something was built, something was created in where someone else is part of this, but it's being unfair. Whatever this contract or this construct is being made, this could be the workplace as well. If you're involved in a project or something, maybe it's towards you. Maybe they've been doing things behind your back, or maybe they haven't told you that they're starting another project that you were actually very interested about, and you know in your heart that what they're doing is not fair, and either be it for yourself or for someone else. And the call here is to give assistance, of course, to the person that needs it the most, to be their, not their savior, but in a way, if you can, in whatever way you can, to protect this person, to aid them, to assist them, because because you have the life lesson of possibly of knowing what it is, what it feels to be treated harshly or unfairly. So you can really relate to what's going on with this person. And the call to action here, I'm going to show you the rest of the signifier cards. These are larger cards. These are my tiny cards that I use to get the whole reading for the month. But to show you the cards, the rest of the cards that you've been getting, this card's the card of Five of Swords, again, is sneaky behavior, which is very, or winning at all costs. um, Usually this card, depending on the surrounding cards, it means that you need to do whatever to win in a situation. Sometimes life gives us that kind of situations, or sometimes it means someone that is who who doesn't care about how they win. They just care about winning, and they kind of justify, like, the means justify the end justifies the means. And this is a card of creation, of something that has been built, and a change. So again, I feel that for some people in the workplace, or maybe in your university, maybe in your studies, or something that you were creating, you feel like something was getting built, or it could be a contract. This could be a legal contract as well, or like a society, or something legal between several people, and that someone is getting the wrong end of it. And in the long run is this is not really beneficial. And it's not beneficial because I got these two cards after, which is something done very haste. And this is this is about obsession, or it can be about treachery. It can be about someone stabbing you in the back, not one time but 10 times. So it feels like something, you realize something came into um, your, like, information that suddenly appeared, or you found out, or you investigated and you found out that someone is not doing things right, and it's going to affect negatively either you or someone that you love. And this speaks to you as well. I got this other two cards, which is the World and the Queen of Cups. And this speaks as well of the cards of the World and the Queen of Cups of unconditional love, of doing things right. This is an energy as well. It could be related like to Christ-like energy, that we're all connected, and we're all called to do the right thing, and the right thing is what our heart calls us to do. So you've been going through a process, or you're going to go through a process in the month of February of, and this is Mercury again. This is the influence that you have, apart from Venus, on you that are born from April 20th to the 29th. So I see that you've been doing your job or continuing your life and working hard on whatever is it that you do, but you also have been meditating while you're working about this situation, and you've been like philosophically analyzing with your heart if what's going on is the right thing. I guess there might be some people justifying that what they're doing it's okay, but there's still like a pull and a tug in your heart that something is not okay, and in the long run it's going to be it's probably going to negatively affect one of the parts from that are involved in this situation. And it could be you, or again it could be someone that you really care for. It could be even like a friend, your sister, a soul sister, as I said, your mother, your grandmother, an aunt, but you've been wondering about this. And the call to action that you're getting, let me see how tiny they are, is this one, that it's calling you to really move again. Mercury again here, to make a decision, to do the right thing, to walk the right path, to decide the right thing to do. This might involve, might be that you're doing well financially, and you are able to assist someone financially who's been treated wrongfully, or who's the treatment for that person is unfair, and you might be called to give them financial assistance, or maybe not financial, maybe it's you're able to give them legal assistance, or maybe you're able to connect them with someone who can give them legal assistance, or you can connect them with, or you can even just hand them the laws that give them the information so that they can protect themselves. But again, this is probably, it could be related again to properties. It could be to uh, people leaving whatever they left on their will. It could be things like that. It's about security, definitely. That's what I'm trying to talk about. It could be security, it could be your work security, but you feel like someone needs a helping hand, and you're in the situation to give them that helping hand. And if that's not your case, you're the one who's in you found yourself in a twist. Then there's someone who's going to help you, who has the financial possibilities to come and assist you and give you that aid just when you needed it the most, to give you that push and that second win that you need to get out of this unfair situation, if that is your case. Again, I feel the energy of the knight and the white horse, right? The Knight of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups is not only a romantic, but he's also very he's got this energy of of chivalry, of a strong code of honor, a strong code of ethic. It could relate to someone who's very Christian as well, or, and by what I mean by Christian is that they shh, shh, sorry, that they believe in helping others, and that we are here to be of service to others, and that when there's someone in need, our calling and our duty is to go and help them out. A very like Don Quixote kind of very Don Quixote kind of energy, to assist those, to be charitable, to, so this energy too as well, like could be a life situation where like your neighbor is having a hard time, especially now with COVID, with so many, it's not the same economy as it used to be before, and a lot of people are experiencing this pandemic in a very negative way. It could be something like a spiritual lesson for you. Maybe your neighbor is having a tough time. Maybe he no longer has a job, or is struggling, or is working as part-time, and you know, you have some extra money, and maybe they need money, I don't know, for the milk for the kids, or to pay the bill, to pay the electricity, and you know in your heart that you've been called upon, and or you've been put in the path of this person to help them out, because you actually have the ability to do so, and in your heart you know that this is the right thing to do. Taurus also has a lot of influence of doing the right thing. It has the influence, it has a Christ-like energy, as I was saying. Christ-like by being in whatever you believe in. Maybe you do not believe at all in Jesus or his teachings, but regardless if you think he was actually magical, the son of God or not, I believe truly in my heart that he was. Um, we cannot deny the power of his words and the wisdom of his words for us to be good between each other, to be good neighbors, to be good to our parents, just to be good, because you were probably, and I'm hoping you as a Taurus, you have this influence of in your heart, you know, the importance and how vital it is to do good things in life, and to behave from your heart, and to work from your heart. So that would be the lesson for you who are born from April 20th to the 29th. Maybe it was a little bit more complex, because it is actually a bit more complex of different situations. It's a call to be charitable and to do the good thing, to be, you could summarize it by saying to be a good Christian, but not to be a good Christian so other people will praise you, because that was never the message. You're never supposed to, and even according to the word of Jesus in the Bible, you're not supposed to give and to help others so that others praise you, but so that, but just because it's a good thing to know, and you know that there's an energy out there that you are aligning to when you're doing good things. When you get out of your way to help someone who's in need, because not hopefully, but of course, hard life lessons, they warm our heart, and they warm our heart, and they make us more empathical to the hurt of others, and for them going through harsh situations, because we know how that feels. So that would be the message for you. Again, a reminder of the influence of the overall influence we have right now during this time of February, which what we have is of course, we're starting to get into the energy of Pisces, but we're still in the influence of the energy of well, actually, today we're starting the influence of the energy of Pisces. But the two energies that we're dealing with for the month of February and overall is the star, which is about hope, which is a divine providence, which is also aligning ourselves with our destiny. And it's also Hail Marys. And by that I mean, when you get a miracle, you need it. I mean, you were in dire straight situation, and all of a sudden a miracle comes into your life. It's such a Hail Mary. I mean, it was almost like an impossible situation, and you got like that divine help. So that's also the energy of the star. It's aligning, of course, our desires with the stars in order to manifest them. And the Eight of Cups is an energy of walking away from things, people, places that no longer serve us. Or it could also mean a time where we need to go within and see the drastic changes that we need to make in our lives, because emotionally we feel that things are not as they're supposed to be, and we need to go within and do some fixing, some healing, some mending, some tying some loose ends. So that's the energy that we're at, and that's the influence that I feel for you as well, for the month of February. To be charitable to others, to open your heart, to be warm to the needs of others. And if you're the one who's in a dire straight situation, I see that indeed you're going to receive the help that you need. There's going to be someone who's going to see your need for assistance, and they're going to come to you to help you. Because you're in an unfair situation. And of course, the energy of, I believe in the energy of the world, the planet, the universe, is always about creation. It's always about balancing the scales to find harmony and beauty, which is also part of the influence of your chart. Because if we think about it, even when we have an injury in our body, we see how quickly our body starts mending and healing itself. Like when you have a scar, you cut yourself with I don't know, with a knife or whatever, or you scrape your skin, and very quickly nature starts healing. That's from a tree, from a plant. You see the tree that one of the branches fell, and it immediately starts healing itself, because our true nature, the nature of all living creatures, is that of healing, and is that of balance, and is that of beauty. So that's also part of, and there's so much beauty in being compassionate towards others. There's so much beauty and so much strength and so much Christ-like energy in being good neighbors to others, because in that way we also lift the vibration of the planet. So I hope that was of help to you, Taurus. Okay, for you, my dear Taurus, were born from April 30th, I'm so sorry, April 30th to May 9. That's with the influence of the moon. The cards that represent that energy, that are going to be always like this, these cards are always going to be your energy, apart from the Hierophant, because of course the Hierophant is like the general ruling card in tarot for Taurus. But for people that are born on the second decanate of the Taurus influence, which I said again, April 30th to May 9, you're born under the influence of the moon, apart from Venus, of course, which is the ruling planet for the entire month, for the entire influence of Taurus. The moon is about our inner world. It's about our emotions. It's about unveiling secrets. It's about our inner healing as well of our emotions. And the two energies that we have here are the King of Pentacles, which that's very Taurus, of course, has a very Taurus energy. The King of Pentacles is a king that has made his kingdom through hard work, through patience, through putting one stone after the other. It's very disciplined, one of the most disciplined kings of the deck. And the King of Pentacles is related to material things, from our property, from our house, from our business, from our jobs, for even gardening. It could be a person that is really into gardening, or it's a person that's really into exploring the earth as well. Has a different influences. But the great thing about the King of Pentacles is that because he's got so much discipline, and that's actually his superpower. He's got so much patience and so much discipline that he can get anywhere he wants. I mean, he's going places. He's going places, and soon enough, after all that hard work, day by day, he's going to have a kingdom. He or her is going to have a kingdom, very flourishing kingdom, very prosperous, very secure, very stable, place of respect. So that might be something in your life that either you might have been born under that influence, or that's something that you strive for in your life to become that King of Pentacles. So it depends on, of course, on the influence of the other planets on your chart. But that is the influence that you have for your life lessons. And you have as well the energy of the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is an energy of about charity, about who deserves our attention, who deserves our help, and doing the right thing. But it's also an energy about where are we investing. This doesn't necessarily always have to be people that we're assisting. This also depends on where or to what we're giving our resources to. And this could be as well work, relationships, or our life force as well, where we're deciding to invest our life force. So that the two energies of the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles is an energy, a life lesson of possibly finding yourself in a position of power, financial power, where you are in the position to help others or to make changes. You could be a game changer in your family. You could assist your family. You could assist your community, or You could be like a good a great structure in your work, or you are able maybe to develop projects because you have this discipline, and a lot of things are being built under that discipline and dedication that you have, that is very tenacious. And with that, you're able to bring a lot of good things into your life and the life of others, or in your workplace as well, or in whatever is it that you're dedicate your life to. You would have probably an energy of dedication, and the sorry for all the barking in the background. I have a property full of dogs. It's kind of a bit of a challenge, but it's either filming or not filming, passing the message or not passing the message. um I'll cut it if it's too annoying. I'll You might like your life lesson might also be that you're in a position where you're able to build, because the King of Pentacles is also a builder. Is the element of earth, and of course it's about tangible material things. In most cases, it could also represent other things, as I said, discipline, or it could be you're a businessman, or you're a project manager. It could also relate to that. But it could also relate that you're a person that maybe you have an influence, or a guess this an urge to create something of value. And that's actually very important for Taurus. Creating something of value, a material something, to creating something of value that is going to be beneficial to the society. But for the month of February, you Taurus were born from April 30th to May 9, with the influence of the moon, as I was saying. You're probably called, because of the influence of the moon that you have, you're called upon doing a lot of inner healing, of having control over your inner world and your emotions, because that would be very important for you in order to create. Because of course, and that goes for everyone, if we don't have control over our inner life and our inner space, then we're not really in control of our lives. We're not really able to manifest things in our life if we haven't cleansed ourselves from the inside out. So that's also a spiritual lesson for you, something to think about, or to meditate on, or just to have in the back of your mind, that it's going to be very beneficial if you were able to work through the energy of the influence that you have in that way. The moon also makes a person, not everybody, but they make people more private. So that might be like the influence that you have, or it could make you a bit moody. Uh, but not always, not necessarily. It depends on the other influence of the planets. So for you, the message that I have, the spiritual lesson, is very similar to the spiritual lesson for the first decanate, or the first decan of the influence of Taurus, for the people that are born with the influence of Mercury from April 20th to 29th. The message for you is very similar, because when I got the rest of the cards to get more information about what's going on, I got this card was on the card for the description, or the significators, or the tips, or the clues for the people born under this influence, or the influence of the Hierophant and the Five of Pentacles. We got this card, we got the Queen of Cups, we got the Knight of Cups, we got the Hermit, and I think also the Ten of Cups. Well, no, but there's also an energy of let's see, did we have the Ten of Cups? No, we had the King of Pentacles, well, which is, of course, that's your energy. And let's see what we had here. And the Knight. Yeah, that's about it. But it's a very similar message. Again, I think you are also going, whoever, for the people that are born during that influence of April 30th to May 9, you're also going through the same process. I think there's either some injustice going on in your life. Now, this could even mean, with these two cards, it could be maybe some misogynist treatment that you're dealing with in your family life, or maybe in your workplace, something that is not right. Maybe it was a comment, maybe some other person in your job was giving more privilege because they're a man. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be your case. This is very general. Now, it could also mean that someone in your life, a feminine figure, was stabbed in the back, was not treated right, and you've been called upon as a life lesson to be of assistance, to be maybe saying the hero is a big word and it's a lot of responsibility and it's a strong weight. But if you are able to be charitable, if you're able to be of assistance, if you're able to give a kind word, if you have some extra money and you don't need it and this person is going through a difficult situation, what you've been called upon is to give them assistance. If you're doing well, then to share that stability, or maybe it's the stability you have in your inner life, or the stability because right now that's quite the commodity for a lot of people right now, and during this since the pandemic started, inner peace is quite the commodity. Not everybody's having inner peace right now, and and that's as well a life lesson for all of us during this time, to find how we can be, or to find methods and skills and tools and resources, and to practice how to find the peace inside the storm, or to be the peace inside the storm. And that is not only something to that we achieve for ourselves, because any achievement, and this is a repeated message in most of different mysticism currents, right? Different religions and theologies and even mythology. The reason why we're given gifts in life and why we're given good things is so that we can share that abundance with others. Because what good is it that we are doing well in life, you're getting the job you want, I mean, you have a great relationship, you're enjoying life, if with that abundance that you have, or that great and awesome life situation that you're rocking, that you don't, not that would be your duty, because if it feels your duty, like if it feels like it's a duty, then and an obligation, then you're not doing it the right way. But what I mean, when we're doing well in life, the mystical calling of all the different religions is that we share that peace with others. If you're in a place where you are able to give peace to others through handing them, I don't know, a nice message, or some anything that will be reconforting to them. And of course, the more we know a person, the more that we know what is going to be more beneficial for them, or what we humbly think is going to be more beneficial to them. Could it be a cup of coffee, some hot cocoa, just having a chat with them because you know that they need someone to talk to, or maybe a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting. That's the energy that I'm feeling. That if that's you, if I'm describing you, that you're doing well, everything's good for you, you haven't been so negatively affected by the pandemic, and there's someone in your life path for this month of February that you know is not doing so well and that needs some guidance, and that you can share that good energy that you have, that good vibe that you're rocking. If that's you, then the call, the spiritual call, is for you to share that, to give them a piece of your balance, a piece of your joy, a piece of your bliss, a piece of maybe of your bread, of something that you cook. Maybe you know they like cooking. I mean, they like home cooked meals, and you prepare something nice for them. That's the calling that I get. Again, it could be as well. Could be your mother, that you feel that she needs some love, right? Some little help, some assistance, some warmth, like a nice detail, and you've been called and I think you've been meditating about this, how well you're doing, if that's you, and you're getting like real and truthful with yourself, and you've been meditating. I think you've also been analyzing this in a very logical way. I probably this is the way that you rock, and then I wouldn't be surprised if you have the influence of the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, which is an energy of being rational, right? of balancing the facts. So you might have been going through that energy of saying, you know what, I've been doing well. Haven't been so negatively affected by the pandemic, and I have a little extra that I can share, and I can be. And here we have the King of Cups. King of Cups also has that energy of very um, doing the good thing of living through your heart, even if it's a person. And the King of Pentacles, because he's a king, and all the kings have also the influence of the energy of air, which air is more thoughts, detachment is more strategy, it's more about logic. But the King of Cups is also, of course, he's the King of Cups, and cups are about our emotions, they're about our heart. And even though this king might not show all his emotions, he still feels them very deeply. And for him, it's very, or him or her, because it's not related to just gender, it's just the energy. Um, for this kind of energy or person that is influenced by this energy, you're always called to do the right thing and to live from the heart, because you connect with people very easily through your heart. So just to spread a little love with those that need a little love. And just, and also there's a calling to be joyful, to spread the joy, to spread some, like, maybe you're encountering people or friends who are going through harsh times, and what they need is maybe a joke. Maybe they need some light, but I mean light, not the, like, the light of God, or I mean, like, lightness, something that's casual, some joke. No, getting invited to drink a beer in a secure place, right, with all the COVID protocols. Um, they just need something to remember that life is not that serious. Or maybe that's you. Maybe you're the one who's not doing so well, and maybe you're the one who's going to get this someone who's going to assist you, and who's going to say, hey, you know what, I'm doing really well in life, and I really care for this person, and I know they need a bit of help, they need someone to cheer them up. That's also the energy that I see. And so you'll be getting it during this month. So that would be for you, Taurus, who were born on the influence of April 30th to May 9, with the influence of the moon. Those would be the spiritual lessons and that I have for you. Okay, for you, Taurus, who were born under the influence of May 10 to the 19, which is the last decanate or decan of the influence of Taurus. You have actually the influence of the Saturn, apart from the ruling planet of Venus, which is true for everybody who's a Taurus. And the influence that you have, the two tarot cards are the Knight of Swords and the this is the Seven of Pentacles. And they're kind of like opposing energies, because while the Knight of Swords goes very quickly into battle, is about very quick moving energy. Depending on surrounding cards, it could be about very not aggressive, but maybe forceful sometimes, or very quick energy, quick to make decisions, or quick to take a road, or decide, okay, it could be also spontaneous decisions or spontaneous energy. You might have that influence. Or it could be someone that is very readily willing to go into any battle of injustice, or very readily to do their duty. Or it depends on the influence. It could be something positive or negative. And this, but again, it's something very swift and very quick, right? And you have full determination of what you're doing. That's why you're doing it so quickly, like, like a knight who's going very quickly to battle because, I don't know, someone's life is in peril, or it's something very honorable to do, and you have to move quickly. And the Seven of Pentacles is an energy of, if you see this guy, he's just resting his chin on his I don't know the name of this, but he's the tool that he uses to collect the his pentacles, or the fruits of his labor. So he's thinking he already collected this, and he's wondering if he wants to employ his energy to collect the rest of the fruit of the, I don't know, work, or the fruits, or whatever. So he's wondering if he wants to dedicate himself to continuing this work, after knowing how what it takes, or how long it takes to collect this one, right? So as you can see, this is an energy of thinking, of meditating, of it could also be an energy of procrastination as well. So if you see it, they're opposing energy. So that this might be an influence that you have. Maybe there are times in your life where you're under this influence, where you're being the Knight of Swords. You can quickly make decisions. You quickly decide to do things that are important in your life path, of course. And there might be other times where you quietly sit down and you take your sweet time and you procrastinate all you can to decide where or how you're gonna um, where you're going to invest your life energy, right? Your life force and your discipline. And of course, this makes a lot of sense because you being a Taurus, and well, depending, as I said again, this is very general, and just because you're Taurus doesn't mean that you have all the particular qualities of a Taurus. It depends on the influences that I'm talking about here, and as well as your particular influences during the time that you were born, and the with the exact hour included, right? Because that would it could change a lot of things in your birth chart depending on the time that you were born. So it makes, as I said, it makes a lot of sense that you as a Taurus, there will be moments in your life where you're in this energy, where you take your sweet time to decide how you're going to invest yourself and what you're going to invest yourself. And it makes a lot of sense because if you have that influence of Taurus overall in your life and the way you act and your personality, then it means that once you decide you're going to dedicate yourself to something, you're going to give it your all. You're going to have full discipline. You're going to give it years and years and years after years. So it makes a lot of sense that you would you consider really well a decision like this as to what you want to pursue, and if you want to keep pursuing something because you're going to invest the rest of your life or many years on it. So it makes sense that you really get inside yourself and make a decision that you're going to feel comfortable with, because you're going to be dealing with the consequences of that decision for a long time, because that's how you are. You're very tenacious and you have a lot of discipline in finishing your tasks. Now Saturn has an energy of that again, April 10 to the 19 would be the influence that you have if you're born during that time. So you not only have the influence of Venus, which is the overall ruling planet of Venus, but you have the also the Hierophant, which is traditions, which is about following things in an orthodox way, but it also means doing things right. It's not only about the negative things about like religion or tradition or the Pope. It's, if we think about it now, and I'm not trying to sell here any religion at all. And during the course of all my videos, you'll see I can easily talk and quote Buddhism to Christ to Judaism to Wiccan to Celtic to Native Americans or native tribes from all over the planet. I like whatever resonates to the heart, I'll be mentioning. So I remember a time in my life when I had a lot of resistance towards religion, towards the official and traditional religions, especially the Catholic, and all of them, right? Christian, evangelical, Protestant. For me, they felt too much like this, too orthodox, too the procedure is more important than true values and following your heart. But it's not. We shouldn't throw the as they say the dirty water with the baby. I mean, things are different. The good message, you can find good messages in all religions. You could find, I believe, and I wasn't never been exposed to Judaism, but lately, YouTube, you have all the information readily available to learn anything you want to learn. And I've been listening to some rabbis, Rabbi Jacobson, I think is his name, and his message is so refreshing, and Judaism has a lot of so much baggage and so many tools on how to deal with difficult circumstances in life, because the whole culture, the Judaic culture, is based on overcoming harsh life situations and overcoming being persecuted and overcoming so many stereotypes of the whole Jewish community being called that they were witches, that they were against Christ, and that they had killed. We know all the story. I need to go through that, but they know how it feels to be persecuted, and they know how it is to go through difficult life situations. So the theological baggage and all the tools they have to inspire you, to guide you through in difficult times, is absolutely fantastic. I personally am a person that personally I'm a person. It's a little redundant, but I believe in Unitarian spiritualism, where we meet each other on the things that are common to all of us. And what is common to all of us is that we all want to live a good life. We want to live a rich life. Not only, of course, we don't want to be concerned about if we can pay the bills each month. Who wants that? That gives you no peace. So it's not only about the financial, but also richness of the spirit, richness of the quality of your life, richness of your inner peace. And if there's if we open our hearts and our minds to listen to all the messages of the different religions, we can learn so many things from all of them. I personally resonate a lot with the Christ message of Yeshua Emmanuel's message, because it's so complete, right? Well, I believe personally, humbly, that because I'm not the beholder of the truth, right? Who is? But it is very complete in its message on how to be better brothers and sisters among each other, how to be tolerant, to be compassionate. It's never a message about hatred. It's never a message about judgment. Uh, Jesus was quite the revolutionary, and in that I truly love him. That he came to break all the protocols, the unnecessary protocols, where protocol was more important than being good to each other. And he really had that great message that I think we can all benefit from, be it that you believe or not. I don't know why I've been very Jesus-like on this reading. I don't know, maybe it's the influence of the planets, or maybe it's for you particularly. And I totally respect people who don't believe in tradition, or religious tradition, or they might say, you know what, Jesus was used to make a lot of wrongs in history, in the history of humankind, but it was not his message. It was his message was totally misinterpreted, and Jesus was used just like an icon of, yeah, we follow Jesus, but not following his message really, right? So just just a PSA. My channel is about spirituality. It's about philosophical spirituality. So I like to talk about all different religions. And as I said, I resonate a lot with the message of Christ, of Jesus. So you might hear me talking about it. For some of you, it might be a little weird, I guess, because most people believe that anything has to do with divination of the devil. And I've encountered that several times in my life. Of course, recently I had a not an argument, but like a debate with someone who wrote in my channel, on my Facebook page, telling me that I deserve to die in a horrible way because I was reading tarot cards. But whatever you do doesn't whatever you use. Let's think about a gun. Is a gun evil? Is it depends on how you use it, and depends on what purpose do you use it. Do you use a gun to mug people? Of course you're on the wrong way, on the wrong path. Of course you're doing bad things. But what if you're using a gun to defend yourself? You defend your home, defend your family from burglars, or from bad people are going to come in and they want to rape your family members, or they just want to kill them. I mean, it depends how we use everything. And I give as a piece of advice, whatever that you do in your life, whatever is it, if you care about spirituality, if you care about divination tools, or you don't. And this is not to give anybody, I will never recommend to play the Ouija board, because that's another subject. I have other videos talking about that. Tarot cards is very different. Tarot cards are about, as you see here, it's all about people. They only depict people, and they only depict people because They are telling us a story about our human life and about our spiritual progress and the lessons that we are to overcome, and the lessons are different for every person, but everything that happens in our life is for most of the time for a purpose, or we can find a purpose and a lesson. So after all that information about some spirituality, I hope I'm saying that and I'm inclined to say it. Well, I want to have faith that that's why I'm saying it, is because you needed to hear it. Maybe you needed to hear, I don't know, maybe you needed some spirituality in your life. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lost and confused. And just remember, try to have an open mind, that not to be, I think the best advice in life is not to be to generalize or to go to extremes. Always try to find the middle path, and always try to read everything with your heart and with the intentions that people are creating what they're creating, right? And of course, for me, humbly, our whole purpose in life is to overcome our ego. Uh, the negative parts of our ego, of course, I'm sure there's good things about our ego as well, but the negative parts of our ego, so that we can have more peace in our lives and peace with the people that we love and we care for. So maybe that's why I'm really rambling about the spirituality here on for you, Taurus, who were born on the Saturn May 10 to the 19. I think you might have been thinking about spirituality and your relationship with spirituality. Um, but thankfully for you, I have a great message. I see that either you're going to find yourself, or you already find yourself in a situation of you're doing well. Your wishes, these two cards are great. The card of the star and the card of the 9 of cups. The star is again wishes fulfilled. It is about divine providence. It's about things that could be written in the stars, things that could be predestined in our lives. And it's always a card of hope. It's always a beautiful card. There's nothing ever wrong about the star card. It's just it's always so welcome to get the star card in a reading, as much as it is to get the sun card, which is total bliss and happiness and success. And the 9 of cups is a card of wishes fulfilled, and the Knight of Wands is about, it's a passionate knight. It's who's full of happiness and desires. And here's the card of Justice is about balance, and the Ace of Pentacles is about financial stability and success as well. It could be also about commitment, and the Chariot is about movement. So all these cards are very positive. What I'm seeing here is that if you're not in this in the line of this energy, you're probably gonna find yourself in this line of energy where things are happening for you. The obstacles that you had on the way are being removed. You're feeling like this divine help from above, and everything's flowing, and it's flowing well. If you had legal problems, they're all getting solved out pretty well. Things are flowing in the right way. I feel maybe there was some conflict that you were going through, that you were dealing with from last year or from this year. It could be family life, it could be the work life. Sorry, to just want to get you closer so that you can see the cards. And let's see, like this. Okay, I think. Yeah, all right. And I think all the obstacles that you had and some conflicts, could have been in a workplace, it could have been family, they're all moving away, they're all like dissolving, and they're leaving, and they're losing their strength. And this conflicts probably might were causing you to feel nostalgic and to feel sad and to feel a bit depressed. But I also feel like you're getting out of that energy, and the influence of the energy that I feel that you're under the influence for the month of February, those that are born from May 10 to the 19, with the influence of Saturn, is of unity. The lovers is, of course, can be decisions. It also can mean lovers, romantic lovers. It could also mean contracts. It could mean, but it can also mean balance. And the lovers with the world, I feel you have this sense of, maybe that's why, as I said, I was rambling about spirituality and about the Jesus Christ energy. that you're feeling that this love, this awakening of the planet, of this solidarity, of this unitarian energy of us being global citizens. I think you're feeling like a push of hope, something you realize, or the energy that's surrounding you is very positive, and you're really riding that wave nicely. You're happy and content, and that's the energy that I see for you. And just, I guess, the recommendations, I think there's not really much recommendations that you have here. You maybe just analyzing how you can keep being in this flow. That's what I see you. I see you in the flow. uh the things are flowing nicely and divinely for you. And I what I feel is that you just analyzing and investigating how you can keep yourself in this flow, how you can keep yourself nurtured, because the page of swords is it's the investigator of the signs. He's always like looking out, like the scout. He's analyzing and seeing how things are going. It could be like you're starting to plan as well. But what you're investigating, what I see with these two cards, is that you're investing in how to keep yourself in the flow, how do you keep yourself in that balance where you feel you're nurturing yourself. Queen of Pentacles is about, she's the ultimate Susie homemaker of the cards, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're being influenced by a Susie homemaker energy, or that you want to be the Susie homemaker. It's more like, you want to keep feeling content. You want to keep feeling secure, and that you have time to do the things that you like, and that you can nurture your life. But you are also keeping your bank account very stable, and things are flourishing. You feel like you're manifesting things into reality, and the comfort that you're looking for in life. And I feel you've that's what you're doing right now, or what you should be doing, investigating on how you can keep yourself in this beautiful flow that you find yourself in, or in this beautiful financial security that you find yourself in. And again, because I was inclined to ramble about spirituality for your month, and that you have the influence. I haven't said what the influence of Saturn is in your life. Saturn has usually stronger, harsh life lessons that we are to overcome, but they also bring greater benefits than the rest of the influence of the other planets. Like, for example, Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of good luck, and usually gives you like a second win, and that push that you needed just in the right time. And so it's a very lucky planet to have that influence of the planet on your chart. But Saturn, although it feels like it's giving you harsh life lessons, like 2020 was a harsh life lesson for all of us, it also makes us, through the harsh life lesson, really, really evolve, and it gets us to a better place very quickly. So that might be the lesson that you're going through. Maybe you did go through some harsh times during 2020, and now you are given you are now very stable. Things are flowing, and that has gotten your eyes into spirituality, on how you can connect better with spirituality. Now, I'm not saying that's the road you have to take, but if it's something that you've already been thinking about, then you're on the right way. It's gonna bring you it's going to bring you good things, to follow that spiritual calling. So that would be all for you, Taurus. I hope that was of help. I I feel confident that that was the message for you, because I've been trying to do this reading several times, and every time I sit down to do the reading, I get the same energy and the same information. But I also was getting some energy of being of procrastination. So maybe right now, during today, as we go through the Pisces energy, maybe you're finally breaking through that procrastination, and today is your day to start acting on what you've been meditating and pondering for the first half of February. All right, blessings to you, Taurus.